So if either of us married a white babe, okay, and had kids,
our offsprings are black enough.
yes, so our kids are black enough.
Not the absolute blacks.
Exactly.
Okay, when you see a black person, you automatically call them niggers. You know what I realized? I think it's bullshit. Black women are fat, their men are gay. And
Bangkok.
if you feel
I had to put that in there.
convenience to the society,
Yes.
you're an inconvenience to yourself, and you're quite useless, keep it 1,000. If you feel offended, that means it's true.
It sounds like a you
Problem.
You problem.
We on.
Encourage. Bro, we should be able to gas each other.
Blacked out hour.
And it's the Blacked Out Hour. Welcome everyone to Blacked Out Podcast.
We are live. Welcome to Blacked Out Season 2.
Welcome indeed to
Yeah,
Blacked
the other day you had an issue with me calling this Season 2.
Yeah, I mean, well, tell you what, I think it's actually quite a very interesting time to talk about this. Because it's been almost chasing up to a year since we started up this.
Yes. Almost a year
podcast.
now. Yep.
And I was all on my own self the other day, and I was thinking about, okay, what's the way forward? What exactly are we talking about?
Yeah.
I realized one thing: we have not necessarily gotten an niche where this is our domain or
This is where we
conversation.
settle.
Pretty much exactly. Like
Yeah.
we've like running around many things,
Yeah.
but thankfully, it's been around black culture.
Yes.
It's been around everything that reflects black culture and how it relates and interacts with the entire globe
Yeah.
and environment, which I find quite interesting. And these are more we're going to be talking about in this particular episode. But before we get onto that, just a few bit of announcement, pretty much.
Yes.
We're having a schedule or a program how we're going to be running this podcast.
Brilliant.
First and first, it's been a while. You haven't seen our faces in a while, but we're here back. A lot's happened. Not quite privy to talk about it yet, but at some point we get you guys on check on what's been happening and where we are.
Yeah.
Tell us about how the schedule is going to be like.
Okay, so in the background, as Kind said, first of all, I want to welcome you to the holiday home, as you called it.
To be fair, it is a holiday home.
Yeah. As you can tell from the setting, it's all changed now.
Yeah,
We have a house with a view now.
Yeah,
Passe studio.
yeah.
Yeah, loving it. So a lot has been happening on the background, and we've been working around, like trying to get a niche or like a stable base for our podcast. And a lot has been happening, no lie.
Yeah.
Other than that, we've also been doing a lot of planning, with regards to the future, and we've been working on what we are progressing towards.
Yeah.
With regards to the future of the podcast, yeah? So on Mondays, we're going to have the perfect sauce.
Yeah, and that's called a Monday sauce, by the way.
Yes.
Like today, it's Monday, okay?
Yeah.
And this is what you're expecting from us right now.
Exactly.
Okay, but
Yeah.
what is it all about?
So Monday sauce will be exactly about trying to get a hold of what is happening to the world, social, economically, and politically. So it's going to be like the serious niche of our podcast.
Yeah.
It's going to be the episode where you become informed
Yeah.
with regards to everything that's happening around the globe,
Yeah.
but in relation to Africa, because Africa is our business and
Absolutely.
we are Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not all going to be boats and tie all the time, of
Yeah.
course. On Friday, you can catch us on the Friday Hatbone.
Yes.
And that will be more of a social interaction, basically
Exactly.
touching base on things that happens pretty much like
Yeah.
as reflect what the party last night,
Yeah.
the girl last night or
Yeah.
whatever, and
Yeah.
all the triple change we've done basically.
Exactly.
Things that also reflect entertainment, all the
Yeah.
hot G's that you would expect.
Yes.
These are more we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
And it's going to be a fantastic moment, really.
Yes, so on Fridays, we're going to have an absolutely perfect niche for people who really love lifestyle, really love entertainment. We're going to capture everything that's happening within the entertainment scene with regards to Africa as well, because Africa is our business. Blacked Out is solely going to be focused on what's happening around Africa with regards to the globe.
Absolutely.
Okay? And for everything regarding to entertainment, catch us on Friday. If you're serious, you like politics, you like what's happening in the economical scene, catch us on Monday. We're going to keep you informed. We're going to keep you up to date with everything around the globe. Yeah?
Yeah, great. And this, in many ways, we try to make this show, this content more structured and systematic.
Yes.
And you dare not to miss any of them.
Don't miss
But you know what to do. You know what to do. Follow us on our social media platforms.
Exactly.
It's on Twitter, if you want to tell us about that.
On Twitter, we are on at Blacked Out PC. That's BLACKD out PC. Blacked Out PC. And on Facebook, we are on Blacked Out. That's BLACKD out.
Smash and enjoy me on
Yep.
Instagram as well, and TikTok is Blacked Out PC.
Yep.
And there we are. Remember, YouTube is our home base.
Yes.
At least for now, until we are kicked out, because we are always treading
Yeah.
on a very tiny rope.
Exactly.
But it's the content of what we say, pretty much. But we try to as much as possible to fine tune and
Yeah.
censor it as much as we can.
Yeah.
But you never can tell. But it's going to be our home base for now. Always be there, subscribe, man. Give us
Yes.
the like button,
Yeah.
share to your friends, and get everyone else to like be involved in this conversation.
Yes, so like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. So we're going to be on your faces every Monday, every Friday with absolutely entertaining episodes from now moving forward. Okay?
Smashing.
Yeah, it's like a formal apology for not being on your faces for the past couple of days. And I'm glad we got to this stage, and I'm glad we're taking off from this point, and I'm absolutely loving the progress that we're going to make. The plans ahead are going to blow your minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's start the show.
Okay, as you can tell from the setting today is kind of chilled. It's
Yeah.
relaxed. This is the setting for the Friday episode. We're going to be, it's like a lounging episode. It's like when you go and hang out with your buddy.
even though it's Monday, like it's
Yeah.
like, okay, fine, we've just borrowed this setting
Yeah.
for today.
Yes.
Unusual. Mondays is gonna be more kind
Serious.
of serious,
Yes.
office thing, more
Yeah.
bows and ties, but
Yeah.
not this loungy as it is.
Yes.
Anyways, let's move forward quickly.
Yes.
I told you I was going to talk about something that
Yeah.
reflects us,
I'm waiting.
reflects the podcast itself.
Yep.
From the very first day you met me, just by the whole way, in that was at work, isn't it? You showed me on your phone.
Bro, the first time we met, you made us dinner.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, calm down, follow me, man. You're too far.
Okay.
From the very first time you brought out your intention about this sport.
Podcast, yeah.
And you told me about the name. I was like, blacked out. Like, honestly speaking, it blew my mind. It came off very perfect, but at the same time, very broad.
Yeah. Too broad.
Yes. It's been linked with my mind that we've gone all the way, almost a year now, talking about this, and we have not really been able to dissect properly what being blacked out means. Can anyone be blacked out completely? How much black can you be as a person? Can you be black all the way? This is a minimal conversation I would like to delve into today.
Yep.
Like we all know, being black is more than what we think it is. It's more of identity. It's more of personality. It's more of philosophy.
Exactly.
It's non-monolithic, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
It involves so many aspects, so many hands washing hands, rather in the same bowl of blackness, and it drives the question really: how do you see being black? What's your perspective about being black?
So, The other day we were having a discussion, okay, outside the pod,
Yeah.
okay, about what being black really is. Okay? I cannot, you can take it this away from me, but I cannot describe myself as being black without acknowledging my roots. This is the main reason why black Americans, I can call, okay, African Americans, find it kind of hard to assimilate when they come to Africa, even though we are the same people physically. You understand? But they find it hard to assimilate to Africa because when you go back home and someone asks you, where are you from? Okay? They pinpoint it to your roots. But as a black American coming into Africa and someone asks you where you're from, when you tell an old individual who's lived his whole life in Africa and you ask them, okay, when they ask you where are you from and you tell them Michigan, in their heads they're like, hey, I didn't ask you where the slavery plantation is.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
I need to know where you're from.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So being black kind of niches down towards where you are from. If you can trace that, I can trace my roots. I can tell you who my grandfather was. I can tell you who my great-grandfather was. I can tell you where they both came from, the tribe they came from, what those tribes believed in. Okay? And I can tell you the family tree all the way almost to the roots.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that has created this formal structure of who I am. You understand? Let's not take away the fact that I have grown in specific regions that have impacted on how I have become as an individual.
Yeah.
You understand? But at the same time, being black narrows down to where you are from.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
When some of these cultures are doing what do they call it? When they're organizing these marriages.
How do you mean, like festivals or something?
No. Like you don't know who your wife is, and they bring
Arranged
you.
marriage and stuff. Yeah.
Arranged marriages.
Yeah.
When they're doing the arranged marriages, what do they look for first?
Well, they look for your roots, your home, your family.
Where
and
are
many more.
you from?
Yeah.
Because that's most important. Everything else is important for who you are as an individual, for who you are as a personality, your character traits, your personality, everything else. But then the most important bit is where you're from.
Yeah.
Where are the roots? Where is your grassroots?
Yeah.
So as a black individual, you should be able to pinpoint, you get me?
Yeah.
With a rough idea of where you're from.
Yeah.
Because that will align with your culture, will align to what you believe in, will align to what you carry on from your ancestors up to this point. It aligns with the type of information you're going to hand over to your children. You understand? Yeah, because when your kids are grown, they'd want to know where they're from. Where are we from? Where will you take them? Who will you take them to? What will you tell them we used to believe in? You understand? Yeah, and if you're able to pinpoint that, then I can consider you black enough.
Well, I think that's a very fantastic, insightful response, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is how it is, yeah?
Yeah.
I have come to be disgusted with so many people, especially most immigrants, like I am, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because there is something about being black that comes with an L that is not supposed to be. I'm coming.
Yep.
Like, there was this very nuanced intention of people to try to alculturize to something else they're not. Immediately they leave the black community.
Motherland.
Now, being black, obviously, it's beyond, like I said, geographical perspectives.
Yeah.
It's beyond political, rationales. It's beyond socioeconomic thinking and whatever thing you want to classify. Like I said before, it's non-monolithic. It involves so many things.
Yep.
It involves both perspectives that reflect the way people talk, the languages, the cultural sense, the
Yep.
fashion, the food they eat, the dance, the music in social media. It's much more than whatever thing you can think about.
Yep.
Now this is actually what pains me. We don't talk about this much. You come in, leave Kenya, leave Nigeria, leave wherever African community you're from,
Yep.
and you emigrate as you were,
Yeah.
and then you just forget about your roots. Not intentionally, sometimes intentionally, but obviously just trying to like assimilate with other cultures you're not, in the detriment of your black culture. I'll give you an example. I'm going to meet a dude tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow, pretty much. Like I tell you in hindsight, actually.
Yeah.
I met someone, a guy, and many guys, this has happened so many times, and I'm like, oh, you're black and black. Well, I don't say that quite loud, but obviously for that, there's this sense of community we have. Immediately we see someone who's black outside.
Yes.
I don't know where you're from. I don't know which part of Africa or wherever black community house you are.
But the
for
fact
the sake that you share the same skin tone with me, it's sort of like, okay, this is something we have in common.
Yes.
And I asked this person, so where are you from? And he tells me, oh, I'm from Stevenage, or maybe from Battle, or maybe from London. Excuse me? Like, it doesn't. Now, these are real talks. These are real facts. I'm not like driving this narrative to like say something that is off the book. This is real practicality here.
Exactly.
And anytime I hear this, it pains me that much, because why would you say you are from? Now, let's get this straight here. The way people acknowledge themselves, the way people pinpoint themselves when it comes to roots, obviously in the Western world, here in the UK, for instance, it's quite different from Africa.
Yes.
I was in conversation with a colleague at work, and she's got 3 daughters, and she's been or lived in 3 different places, and in each place she gave birth to each of the daughters. So apparently, or rather technically, her daughters are from different place,
Different towns.
yeah, so different towns, whereas she's from, so like there is no sense of conservative approach to where this one's from.
Exactly.
And I was like, no, that's not how it is. It doesn't matter. Every child that comes from me, and every child that comes from my children's children, no matter where they may be in the whole world, they'll always be from that my small village in Africa.
Back home.
Okay?
Yes.
Exactly. And that is why, if you ask me anywhere, where are you from? Bloody, I'm Nigerian.
Yes.
From Ubuluk, Agbo, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's like how we should be, I think.
Exactly.
We shouldn't try to acclimatize to what is really alien to us, because there are so many things that is about this that we don't know, that we don't really reflect ourselves in that position to be.
Yeah.
Okay, that is just one instance. Secondly, you look at black culture as a sense of how many persons or who can you appoint to be black and not black. Now, there is this very sad, I will use the word pretty much, sad narrative of, okay, when we talk about black, we talk about Africans, but pretty much there are so many blackness around the world, okay, and I think there are so many ways one can be black. One, by geographically, like I said, obviously we Africans,
Yep.
most African countries are composed of black people, and so are the Caribbeans as well. That's just one way. Now, if I was not from Africa, or if I had, for instance, a white skin like our folks in the eastern part of Africa, and towards the Sahel, let's say for instance Egypt and Moroccans and stuff.
Morocco, Libya.
Or keep it 100, like most people in places like South Africa, where it's like a mixed skin, whatever.
Yeah.
How much can someone tame himself to be black? Like, if I lived, for instance, if someone who is British by birth, okay, and by origin, all right, lived in Africa, say in Kenya, all his life, was born in Kenya, he's white, maybe from a white dad or something, wherever.
Yeah.
Or rather, it's usually not that way. From a white mom to a black dad.
Yeah.
That's obviously how it works. And was born in Kenya. He's white, well, looks white, and had all his life, you know, around surrounding Kenyan culture.
Yeah.
Would you also classify him as black? Can anyone be completely blacked out? Can you be black all through as a person?
I think you can. Coming from two grassroots of an African culture. You get me? Where I can pinpoint my roots from the soil. You understand? You know, there are your tribes, there are sub-tribes, okay? And then there are your tribe, the general, like Igbo,
Yeah.
okay? The sub-tribe, marginalized to like where your region, like where you come from, okay?
Yeah.
And then there is further down to the people from your basic community. Okay, in Kamba we call them Mba. They're like, there's the general Kamba. Okay, everyone who is able to speak that dialect.
Yeah.
Okay, there's regional Kambas from specific regions. They speak the same dialect but different intonations. And then there's a clan. A clan is from the basic region where you're from. Those people who can pinpoint your grandfather, they can say your grandfather came from this clan. Okay? It's not a tribe, it's not a sub-tribe, it's further narrowed down to a clan. If you're able to trace those roots from both your mother and your father, I think you're black enough. Because that dictates, if you're able to trace your roots, it dictates what kind of info or what kind of culture you're going to narrow down onto your offsprings, onto the next generation. You understand? If I'm able to tell my offspring, okay, this and this and this is where you're from, this and this and this is where you can trace your roots to, I think I'm black enough.
Okay, so
You get me?
yeah, I get what you say completely.
Yeah.
So by that logic, it means there should be like categories to blackness as a
Yes,
as a culture.
of course, yes.
Now there are the organically cooked black people, if I want to use the word.
Proper.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that I would imagine involves not just geographical insinuations
Yeah.
or anything or thereabout. It involves the blood. It involves the personal histories,
Yes.
philosophy.
Yeah.
It involves the parentage of the person
Yeah.
and the clan, obviously, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Now, my dad is Nigerian, my mom is Nigerian.
Yes.
By default, I'm
Yeah.
Nigerian.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
By gene.
Yeah.
And that is absolute. Now,
Can you trace your tribe?
absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
Can you trace your sub-tribe?
To the end, to the very least, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Can you trace your clan?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the
Perfect.
point I'm trying to make here.
Black.
But then, you mentioned something black enough. I wouldn't say for me I'm black enough because I think that's is 100% black. Okay. Whereas, like, another question I was going to ask is, can blackness in that word, whatever, if that's a word, I don't know, can it be transferable? So I give an example, for instance, someone who grew up in
Okay, I get.
I'm
I
coming.
I
Just
get
one
your
second.
notion.
Just 1 second. From blackness can be transferable. So like it's still like two categories now: the absolute blacks and the black enoughs. Like by that logic, which I totally agree. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have the absolute blacks and the black enoughs.
Yeah.
The absolute blacks, you and I obviously can trace our roots down to the very first person who lived 1900s in that little wherever thing in the Stone Age.
Yeah.
And whatever. Yeah, I get it. So
They lived in caves.
in caves, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 100% gene analysis will tell you yes, you are
Yeah.
right, from that clan
Yeah.
in Kenya, from
Yeah.
that place in Nigeria.
Yeah.
These are the absolute blacks. Then the black enoughs, I would say, would be everyone else who are outside this niche, who by one way or the other, based on maybe marriage, maybe let me say being bastards, pretty much, or maybe socioeconomic impacts, sharing same philosophy,
Yep.
can say, okay, they are black enough. For instance, for most white people who
Yep.
are in, let's say, South Africa, I would see them as black.
Afrikaans.
Yes, well, pretty much. Yeah, the Africans.
The
Yeah,
Afrikaans.
yeah, they are seen to be black, but I won't call them absolute blacks.
Of course, they're not.
They are like black enoughs.
Yes,
those.
with roots from other cultures.
Yeah.
It's like typical example. I can trace my roots. You can trace your roots. So if either of us married a white babe, okay, and had kids,
Our offsprings are black enough,
yes, so our kids are black enough.
not the absolute blacks.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I just brought this because I love the way we're able to like to bring the two dichotomies and this blackness and whatever black means, being black means. Let's move further in this conversation. Now there is this very vague, disgusting word that is okay for some people, and that is nigger. We've had this conversation before. And
We have had it before.
yeah, we have had this conversation, but I'm not like, I know obviously we had it in the conversation like trade towards a direction,
Yeah.
but I don't like want to go that way. I just want to like try to assimilate into this black woke culture or discussion we're having now. It's generic in places like the US, and I think it's creeping into every other place in the world globally. That when you see a black person, you automatically call them niggers.
My nigger.
Yeah, my nigger.
Yeah, my G.
You know what I realized? I think it's bullshit. I don't see any reason why you would want to call me a nigger. I'm not a nigger.
Would you be offended if let's first trace the roots of the word nigger.
Exactly. I was coming to that, and I
Okay.
was going to use that as an as a route to tell you exactly why I'll be not exactly offended, but I would say rather inappropriate to call me someone like me nigger.
Take it away now. Do you know the genesis of the
Exactly.
word?
Yeah, niggers are like people descendants of slaves.
Nigger is a word in Spanish. Negro means black. Black as per black skinned. Dark. Let me not use black. Which one is more offensive? Is it black or dark?
Well,
If I call you dark skinned or if I call you black skinned, which one would be more offensive?
well, the thing is, I'm black, not dark.
So
But there is always a nuance in the way you look at it that way. Anyway, that's not like where I want to like put this conversation.
yeah, I understand, but which one is less offensive? Is it black or dark? If I called you dark skinned, would you be offended? Or if I called you black skinned, which one would you be less offended of the two?
Black describes a community. Describes the people.
Yeah.
It's not just a color as like color pen. Black it's a term, and black means that I am black by skin, as a person, as a culture.
Yeah.
Dark means anything. I can be black and at the same time be dark. There are so many nuances. There are so many nuances in the colors you find in Africa. We see the fair ones, the light complexions, and all that stuff. There are so many nuances to it. The fair person is fair. He's still black. Someone who is mixed blood, wherever, like he's Hispanic and at the same time Afro, is still black. But when you talk about the nuance, that's where you come in to say, okay, this is dark, but you're black.
So which one would
So
you prefer? Would you
black
prefer
is
me
black.
calling you black or dark?
Black is my identity. Dark is not.
Dark is not.
Yeah.
Okay. So negro from le español. They're the people who came up with that word. Yeah. Negro means black. Okay. Black skinned. That's now where the derivative of the word nigger came from. I don't like that word per se. Coming from a black person, coming from a white person, coming from whichever person. If you call me nigger, I'll find it offensive. I don't know about you. I am from Africa, yes. I identify myself as black, yes. I identified myself as dark or black skinned, yes. However, if you called me a nigger, I'd find it offensive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also it's because of we are talking about the roots and origins of this word. Word nigger, like you said, it's black, but then it was used by slave masters,
Yes.
to address a particular set of people, and then the descendants became niggers.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like how I look at it personally.
Yeah.
So by that logic, not all blacks are blacks,
Yeah.
but not all blacks are niggers.
And niggers.
So like you say now, if, for instance, like I know my dad, I know where I came from since I was born, and that is the same to all my generations before me. None has been traced to any form of slavery. By default, I cannot be a nigger. So you can't.
Oh my God.
You get what I'm trying to say here,
bro.
Absolutely, yeah. So I can't be a nigger.
I not only acknowledge what you said, I am in line with what you said.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. So
Because if I ask if I ask African American or Black American,
Yeah.
if I ask them, okay, where are you from? Michigan, I can identify them as a
well, they are from Michigan,
yes,
pretty much.
but they are a nigger.
Niggers, yeah, niggers,
Simple.
because they have that
Lineage
of slavery. Okay. Yeah. So,
But I am not a.
you know, a nigger.
If I trace my roots, none of my indigenous parents were a.
Slaves,
Yes. And none of my indigenous parents were.
niggers.
Simple.
So, yeah, absolutely.
So don't call an indigenous African a nigger, please.
So the take home here is you can't address anyone nigger just because they're blacks.
No.
Not all blacks are niggers.
Yes.
And that's what you understand. I think I do need to like drive this out in mainstream so we get to talk about it. But I find it offensive, to be honest.
Yeah.
You gave a more fancy way to define what nigger is, given it's like black. I think
I was
nigger
trying-
is slavery.
I was
Yeah,
trying to
nigger.
be politically
No,
correct.
really, I think being nigger has been a slave. You may not be a slave as a person right now, but obviously you come from the generation of slavery, which might not be your fault or the fault of anyone, but then that's where you are. Not all blacks have lost that privilege.
Yeah.
We are more organic people, the absolute blacks, and we can't just be niggers.
We're not. We are not niggers. We were not slaves. I cannot trace any of my relative as a slave. I cannot trace any of my lineage as a slave. So I do not identify as a nigger, and I am not a nigger.
And so are my offsprings and descendants to come, pretty
Yes.
much. Anyways, the last time we were talking, we mentioned...
But are you not a slave right now?
No, I'm not.
What makes you think you're not?
Because everyone who is in my place is bound by the same privilege and the same ethics that I have right now, pretty much.
That is?
I don't know what you mean.
So, we work, get paid. Right?
Yeah,
We work in a foreign land
yeah,
as black people.
yeah.
Can you identify as a slave, or are you just someone who pays taxes?
Now, being a slave is not...
Privy.
hang on. Being a slave is not just working for someone
Yeah.
and being paid. No. What makes you a slave is working for someone against your will.
Minus privileges.
Well, I think that's like secondary, but once you're working against your will, that's slavery.
Okay. So are you willing to?
I'm working because I'm willing. I pretty much came here out of my own will and whims.
Perfect.
So I'm not a slave.
Perfecto.
Anyways, that's like conversation gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've set this the record straight.
Yeah.
The last time we were talking, we mentioned, well, we are delving around stereotypes.
Oh! You want
Yeah,
us to go
yeah.
back there?
Well, the reason is because
Uh-huh.
that well, it didn't make it up to.
Yo.
So I just like wanted to like,
We apologize.
yeah.
It was not politically correct for it to make it to the mainstream. Okay? If we uploaded that video, we wouldn't be on your faces right now.
Well, we are going to upload these now. So
We're going to upload this now, yeah? But per se, we have given them a heads up.
yeah, disclaimer. Okay.
Take it away. Take it away. I'm ready to
Okay,
die.
okay.
Yeah. Throw it away. Oh,
For
man.
some reason, I'm really dampening the spirit having this conversation. So all of a sudden, I went where on social media. You called me out for it, but I don't know why
Bro,
you did.
You called.
Wait.
You know, there's those stereotypes we do not like talk about.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
know.
yeah.
You get me? If I told you, if I closed your eyes and everything, and gave you those ideas about probably a specific culture or a specific people,
Yeah.
you would pinpoint. True?
Yeah.
Now, if you are able to pinpoint that, and without me giving you the exact idea of who they were,
Yeah.
you get me? That makes them a stereotype. But you went ahead.
Now this, hang on, wait, wait, hang on. So now that this exactly is the problem of the world right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone is so politically correct. The whole world is crucified. We put emotional health after physical health, pretty much. So we are afraid or scared to hurt someone's emotions, whereas we can do that whilst putting the person's physical emotions, physical health, like in a disastrous situation or place. I'm coming.
Let me say the exact words you used.
No, I'm
have the exact.
Listen. I said it right.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, conversations come systematically, okay? And I think there should be a system to this conversation.
Okay, say that.
First question I asked, and you should answer this question without being scared of hurting anyone's feelings, but I think it's bullshit.
Okay.
You know, the whole world is specified. We're all just about. No one is bullying anyone anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like I had a conversation earlier. What do you think about stereotypes? That was the first question.
Yes.
Okay. You had your answer. I don't know if you want to repeat it to the cameras.
Well, my answer was, I have a problem with stereotypes because it takes away individual identity.
Absolutely right, and I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But whilst that's in place, I think stereotypes are there to have a kind of social class, which is not, in quotes, please quote me here, which is not inclusive, but at the same time is true. In other words, stereotypes are non-inclusive, but
Yes.
they're true.
Yes.
Okay, so when I use
And as I said before, I do not take that away from you completely.
100%.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So when I go online and I make some,
Bro,
by the way,
you
facts,
shot you shot
wait.
everyone on the head.
The question is, listen now. The question now is,
Yeah.
why will anyone be triggered in any way, emotionally? By the way, when I come to say some facts, okay, statistical facts that address a certain group or community. That is a truth all the way. All the way is fact, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then anyone or someone just come in and go into their feelings and feel like the way you felt, pretty much. Okay.
Okay, I take me away from that conversation. How I addressed how I felt was completely different. Okay? I completely acknowledged everything you said. Don't take that away from me. Okay? Everything you said, I was for it. Okay? But you are the first
To say
and
it out.
only individual I have seen say it out complete as it is.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
You know,
personally
there's that,
speaking.
as I said before, I don't take that away from you. I do not take that away from you. And you have the cojones. I told you what cojones are, right?
Yeah.
You have the balls. You have the balls to say it to everyone's face.
Anyways, just to give you guys an insight about what it is.
Please.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I made reference to the black community. I made reference to Nigerians. I'm a Nigerian. I made
Yes.
reference to Kenyans in the folks.
course, yes.
I made reference to the Asians in
Yes.
general. I made reference to the Pinoys,
Yeah.
the Philippines,
Yeah.
and the Indians in general, and the Hispanics as well.
Of
Like,
course.
reference to these different classes of people,
Yeah.
right? And the things that are obviously true about them,
Yep.
but not well said.
Yes.
For instance, black women are fat. In general, they are obnoxious, they are crass most of the time, and they are absolutely annoying. And the highest entitled and privileged set of people in the whole world, quote me anywhere, the black women.
Yeah.
They're like they are at the top of the food chain. At the same
Entitlement.
time, at the same time, they are the most people who wear that cloak of victimization.
Yes.
Quote me anywhere.
It's clean, bro. It's clean.
And that's true.
I do not take that away from you. I do not completely. But with regards to guts, you are the only person I've met who can say it obnoxiously. straight
That is
everyone's
not
face.
that is not being obnoxious in any way. Yeah, like I'm not saying it as a stripe for anyone. I'm not saying it like to cut on anyone's skin or anything. Just like realization, pretty much. Nigerians are rats. We act like dogs, pretty much anywhere we are. But at the same time, we are very confident people.
Yeah.
Kenyans, well, like you said, their head go before them, and so are their wives. These are facts. Okay, these are facts. Now, in all of these generalizations, can I say that each and every person who identify in each of these communities are what I say? Absolutely not. Now, they are outliers, I agree. Okay, there are some oddities in the group, yes, but in general, it's safe, in keywords, safe to say that, yeah, these things I said about this people are true. Example, the Asians are quite intelligent people.
Very.
However, they are the least desired sexual partners.
Yes.
Again,
Clean.
the Pinoys, they are absolutely intelligent as well. I can't take it away from
Absolutely,
them.
yeah.
But they are quite very robotic
Lakers.
and the highly patronizing set of people,
Yeah.
beside the fact that their men are gay.
oh shit.
Now, these are facts.
Facts though.
And it's my opinion. And
Bangkok.
if you feel
I had to put that in there.
I'm done.
I had to put that in there.
I'm done with this conversation.
No, I had to put that in there.
the fuck?
Bro, I had to put that in there. Anyway.
No, it's quite surprising that you have to.
No, it's true though. Bro, it's true.
No, I don't. Listen, I thought I was the only one that had the balls.
Listen, if you see it as it is, it is.
It is, and if you feel offended, that means it's true.
It sounds like a you
Problem.
problem. It sounds very much like a
Yeah, it's incredible.
You
how this
problem.
thing works. To be
Yeah.
honest, it's
Yeah.
it's incredible. Anyways, that's like many more things. I think there are many more, like so many stereotypes.
Bro,
Um,
please do not go into the nitty gritties of what you said. I think that's enough. To be politically correct for YouTube, that is enough.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I agree.
Good,
But
good.
I identify as a conservative person.
Yes.
And that means that I prefer the world when it was back in the old. Then now the culture is changed. It's not all fluid. And it's really disgusting to me. We have given chance to so many non-entities and ridiculous sentiments.
Oh, let me go back to what you just said.
What's that?
Do you want me to shuffle back? Before we started this conversation, you said something very... I even noted it down.
Oh, what's
Do you
that?
remember what I noted down?
No, tell me.
You said your words, okay? Your words specifically. This is what you said. You said something about bullying, okay? But let's take that aside. Let's go to what you said that was politically correct.
Oh, politically correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Aside from the bullying shit,
Okay.
let's say what you said that was more politically correct.
More acceptable, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
more acceptable. We are on YouTube. We are on a public platform. So we need to be quote unquote politically correct. And this is what you said. You said that if... No, I don't want to use the word bullying.
Well, just put it in alphabet B. Everyone is not know what it is.
This is what you said. You said we are more acceptant. There we go. We are more acceptant of what used to cringe us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are more we are now more acceptant of what used to cringe us in the old days.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that. We are now more acceptant of things that used to cringe us in the old days.
This is very true. Yes, I own it. I said that 100%. There's a background to the reason why I said so. I think earlier we were talking about bullying. And I admit bullying can have its negatives, but I think it's more positive than negative because it puts everyone in check pretty much. Now, I admit, yeah, obviously bullying is not all positives, but I think there are more positive influence in bullying than there are negatives. I have seen so many people or so many chances where bullying has made someone whole and even better by just the fact that, okay, yes, someone told them to their faces rather, that this is fucked up. You need to do something about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, physical bullying, going to beat up people and all those blah blah stuff, which personally I'm against. I don't think you have any right to like
Bully
use
anyone.
physically on anyone.
Yep.
But I think it's safe enough to call out things that are disgusting and not just being acceptant of it.
Okay,
because
so-
you want to protect someone's emotion towards
Good.
it.
Now, let me realign what you just said. So it's safe enough to call things out
Yeah,
that are detrimental to that specific individual.
exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So if an individual is, let me use the example you gave. If an individual is quote unquote fat, it's important to call it out.
Say to them, to their faces, you're fat. Actually, it should be the first sentence you should tell them. When meeting them, hello guy, you're fat.
Hello guy, excuse me, you're fat.
Yeah, tell it to them pretty much. Now, is it going to make them feel great? No. But it's going to make you do something about it because you don't want someone else to call you fat. Now, is that a positive ending? Absolutely. But if I let you waltz around
Well,
with your triple chin or the gynomastic breast as a guy, and then you are all there singing like a twat,
Gynomastia.
stop laughing. This is quite serious, mate. This is serious.
No, I had to fucking laugh. If you're from the medical field, you understand what gynomastia is.
Everyone knows.
Gynomastia is having breasts as a man.
Yeah, boobs. Like,
Yes.
got boobs.
Man boobs.
Yeah, man boobs.
Yeah. Oh! They're very unattractive. Very unattractive. Very unattractive. I think I'm on everyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're very unattractive.
Yeah.
Man boobs, they're very, very unattractive.
Oh, and by the way, I think I did hurt someone's feeling today by proxy, okay? No. Passively, I implied that someone is fat.
Yeah.
Passively.
Okay, define fat.
Me?
Yeah. Please do not. You already gave us a clear depiction of what fat is. I am waiting for that. I do not want the politically correct version. By the way, the fact that we got this conversation at this point. Yes, the fact that we got this conversation at that point, I am 100% sure whoever is listening to this point will be able to take this home. Take it away.
Yeah.
What is fat?
This is my personal indices around what being fat is and who is fat or not.
Listen,
obviously
Kingsley.
there are so many indices. We have the BMI, which we use in medical field. I don't think everyone knows that though.
Yeah.
We say on the red. Sorry. What's the word now? The overweight, underweight, and whatever bullshit nonsense. But
Yeah.
this is a knowledge that is not free to everyone else.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Privy.
Now it's easy to just judge someone's weight or being fat or not based on weight completely. Now, irrespective of your height, irrespective of who you are, be you 4 inches or be you 6 feet, I don't bloody care. I think, and this is for you there, that as a woman by categories, like I'm going to put it in genders here, as a woman, as in the female set, if you are above 65 kg as a woman,
Look at the camera.
be you 10 feet high or be you as short as an ant, you're fat. Okay, and that is how it is. That's my opinion about it. And as a guy, if you add 10 kg to that, and that's 75, if you're above 75 as a guy, 75 kg by the way, you're fat. You should do something about it. We should start telling people these things, and everyone should bloody go to the gym and go work out. But I think that's like a minor change to whatever you want to do. Most importantly, watch what you eat. It's simple. Like nutritional responsibility. And that's what it takes.
Will you marry a fat babe?
Oh, come on. You know
Anyone above 65?
you know how I feel about fat people.
Okay, what if they give birth and they're above that weight?
They give birth to what?
A child.
A child.
Yes. And
Now-
they're above that weight.
Weight is something that is very fluid. It's a modifiable trait of human.
It is adjustable.
Yeah, it's modifiable. No matter how fat you are, just eat well. That's it, man. Watch your calories. It's simple. Where you fat, you know that. Sorry, no
Shit.
offense, by the way. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm laughing.
Yeah, it's like I said, weight is a modifiable trait of man. So if it's modifiable, you can do something about it. I have seen many success stories about people who, by the way, burn fat and they were able to get down, spiral down their weight to a very nice, satisfiable and acceptable ones. About 60, 65. It's pretty much fantastic.
By the
Okay?
way,
I have not personally.
let me not take this away from you. Last year, everyone who was a quote unquote pro fat, like a fat advocate, died. Free information on the internet. Everyone who was pro fat died last year. By the time they reached 40, go on the internet, check it out. Everyone who was pro fat either had a cardiac arrest or had an issue with regards to their health that made them not be.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually in check what I was going to say. You know, if we're like having this conversation while in the parliament or whatever.
Yep.
I have not personally, because I don't know why we try to accept these disgusting traits that should be eradicated. I don't know why. Personally, I've not seen, heard, read, or in any way experienced how in any way being fat can be beneficial to man.
It is not.
It's disgusting. It's inconveniencing. Now, if you're a fat person, and when I mean fat now, if you are 65 and above as a female, and you are 75 and above as a man, you are an inconvenience to the society.
Yes.
You are an inconvenience to yourself, and you are quite useless. Keep it 1,000.
You are predisposed to almost every
you are
health issue. Diabetes, kidney failure, every issue with the lymphatic system, every issue with heart failure. You have so many other inconveniences with regards to health in your list that you do not need if you only live a healthier lifestyle.
And this is one of them. Conversation I really talk about with so much passion and emotions.
Yeah.
Because I think the world need to keep stepping, like being the right track to positivity.
Keep cringe.
Yeah, positivity. No, we need to work hard. Go to the gym if you're fat. Put your ass out and stop that nonsense. Pretty much. Eat well. Don't drink alcohol, by the way. And
where is my Heineken?
Shooting bullets.
I have a short life.
Stop drinking alcohol, by the way, and you will live fine. I mean, you maintain a good weight, and
I'll
happy.
I'll still drink my Heineken.
They say something must kill a man, but
of course, yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, we've gone this far with this conversation.
Yeah, we very far, very far.
I don't think we should.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
we should take it further than where we are at the moment, unless it's a second port, pretty much. If you operate.
Yes, this is the Friday episode, but this is more of an introduction of what's happening from now henceforth.
I think it's a hybrid, actually.
Yeah, this is the hybrid of everything that's going to happen.
Both Saturday loungy and because we did talk about this stuff, didn't we? And we talked about culture, talked about and all that stuff, and dive into.
Oh my God, this is going to be absolute. You trust me. You do not understand how much work we have gone through to get this episode absolute crisp clear.
Anyways, any shout outs? Just call this.
Shout outs.
Yeah.
I have so many The last time you did like 4 or 5 shout outs and only gave me 1 slot.
Well, it's your time now, yeah.
Selfish bitch.
Shout out away. Carry on.
I want to shout out to my sister. Want to shout out to Caleb, my family as well. Love you lots. I know you're going to watch this. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to feel cringe by what I'm about to say. But with regards to all that, I love you all. Love you all. You're all my folks. I love you. Innit?
Well, my shout out is to the fat people. I think you guys should do something about it.
Fuck you and your fat people.
You should be incarcerated if you ask me. And yeah, 100. And just be better, by the way. Yeah, that's all we have got to say.
You were shouting out fat people.
Yeah, that's my shout out today.
Shout out fat people.
Yeah, shout out.
You'll die soon though. Anyway,
Until next time. Oh, sorry. By the way, let's just have a little recap. You guys can find us. Follow us on social media platforms. By the way,
yes, sir.
on Instagram and on TikTok, Black Tie Podcast.
Yes.
Catch us up on there. Mainstream. It's at YouTube. Give us your likes. Give us your web. What is it? Subscription. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, subscription.
Like, share, subscribe on
everything.
YouTube, and on X we are at Blacked Out PC, and on Facebook we are Blacked Out. So that's BLACKD out on Facebook and BLACKD out PC on
Absolutely.
X.
And
Okay.
we'll see you guys next time.
See you
Peace.
next time. Peace, and we out. Love it. This is the shit.